welcome back to my channel. Today is the second day of March, like it's the start of a new month. So I was just thinking, what better way to ring the new month in than to think of all my favorite things of last month, like my favorite obsessions, my favorite everything of February favorites, because I need that positivity right now because this week is packed in school. Like there's literally 1,000 tests and assignments and so we need some positivity, we need some joy. So let me think of what I've been obsessed with in February. I've been obsessed. No, this is not a new one. This isn't something I started being obsessed with in February, but it's something I continued. It's a continued obsession, and it's the song "Wait for It" in Hamilton. So I'm the biggest Hamilton freak. Like, I'm the biggest fan of Hamilton. If you ever find Hamilton tickets, give it to me, please, please, please. But I would say "Wait for It" is one of my favorite songs if I was to pick it, because it's just such a brilliant song. Theodosia writes me a letter every day, keeping her bed warm while her husband is away. He's on the British side of Georgia, trying to keep the colonies in line, but he can keep all of Georgia. Theodosia, she's mine. Love doesn't discriminate between the sinners and saints. It takes, and we keep loving anyway. We laugh and we cry and we break and we make our mistakes, and if there's a reason, I'm by her side. So many try. I'm willing to wait for it. My grandfather was a fire and brimstone preacher. The dirt things that the homies and him to a teacher. My father was a genius. My father commanded respect. When he died, they left no instructions, just legacy protect. Death doesn't discriminate between the sinners and saints. It takes, and we keep living anyway. We laugh and we cry and we break and we make our mistakes, and if there's a reason, I'm still alive. And everyone who loves me inside. I'm willing to wait for it. I'm willing to wait for it. I'm the one thing in life I can't control. I am inimitable, I'm original. I'm not falling behind or running late. I'm standing still, I'm lying in wait. I'm the faces and endless uphill climb. Here's something to prove, here's nothing to lose. I'm still testing, you waste no time. What is it like in his shoes? I'm still hesitate. He tips so straight, takes and he gives it anyway. Changes again, changes around, lift up the reason he seems to battle. I'm willing to wait for it. And I feel like the song relates to me on so many levels. You know, the song is just about Burr waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Because Hamilton's like, Burr, what are you waiting for? Like, what are you waiting for? But Burr has this hesitancy to act. He's waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect time. And I feel like that's so me. Like, last summer, I said I wanted to be in my painting era. And I got all this paint and I got a canvas. And I've still not touched that canvas since last year because I don't want to waste the canvas, you know? I'm waiting for the perfect inspiration to strike, for the perfect idea of the perfect picture. And mind you, like, I'm not that good of art. So I don't want to waste the canvas on like something that won't end up beautiful, something that won't end up looking the way I want it, you know, something that like isn't perfect. And it's that whole concept of waiting till you're good at something to do it, waiting till you're perfect. And that's literally Burr. And that's why, you know, he harbored so much resentment, and you know, he ended up shooting Hamilton, because Hamilton was the opposite of him. Hamilton grabbed every opportunity. He didn't throw away his shot, you know. Also, he didn't even have that option because like when he was dirt poor, so his options were to either hesitate, like his options were to either grab the opportunities by the neck or, you know, die of poverty and stuff. But Burr, like, he had the option, like he was comfortable. And I feel like I need to like stop getting comfortable. I love that song so much because I feel like I'm so comfortable where I am that I'm unwilling to just jump, to just do things. You get what I mean? Like I've still not used that canvas, but there's no actual good reason because no one said you have to be perfect to do anything, you know? And it's the whole concept is still like buying a dress and waiting for the perfect time to use it. Oh, I want to get into sewing, but I want to be perfect. Like, you just expect to be perfect before you do something instead of doing it and then cultivating that habit and becoming perfect. And I've just been thinking about that a lot because, like, you know, I need to actually do something. So if you see me being Pablo Picasso anytime, that's because I've decided to just dive into just not throw away my shot, you know? So I've been obsessed with wait for it. Like, I am the one thing in life I can control, because it's just my like daily reminder. Okay, no, it's not my daily reminder. It's something I'm trying to get out of. It's a mindset that like relates to me a lot, that I don't want it to relate to me a lot anymore. You know, I want to get to a point in my life where I'm like, yes, I know I grabbed every opportunity with like my hands full. You know, I strangled every opportunity, sucked all the living juice out of this opportunity. There was no hesitation. You know, like you see this opportunity, don't hesitate to grab it. Grab it and suck all the life. You know, make sure you've enjoyed every inch of it. What other things have I been obsessed with? Oh, I think I read maybe my favorite book of the year. It's titled I Am Not Jessica Chen. No, I Am Not Jessica Chen by Annie Yang. It was such a good book. So basically, the book follows Jenna Chen, who is very jealous of her cousin, Jessica Chen, because she's like the better version of her. Literally, she overheard someone telling them, oh my god, Jenna Chen is literally the McDonald's version of Jessica Chen. Because Jessica Chen gets the perfect grades, you know, the perfect everything. She basically lives the life Jenna is envious of, because Jenna puts in all this time, all this effort into studying, but she comes out devastatingly average per se. Meanwhile, Jessica Chen is that one person that's flawless, that just happens to not study and get okay, we don't know if she studies, but she just happens to get 100. She's that person that you'd be like, oh, does that your classmate have 2 brains? Jessica Chen is just Jessica Chen. You know, she's the person everyone wants to be. And Jenna is secretly, not so secretly, I don't know, jealous of her, envious of her. And the book starts off with Jenna being rejected from Harvard. And of course, guess who gets accepted? Jessica Chen. It's not a surprise to anyone, but it's just like that final punch in the gut. Like, this is something that I've put my everything into and I'm still not seeing results. But here's this person. And I have no excuse, because you could say, oh, my family, like, we have the same family, maybe not exactly the same DNA, but it just really felt weird. Like, it made her feel really terrible. And so she makes the wish, oh, I wish to be Jessica Chen. And guess what happens? She wakes up in Jessica's body. But if she's in Jessica's body, then where is her body? And where is Jessica's soul? So the book follows her trying to figure that out, trying to navigate it. And it made me think a lot about what even the idea of success is. Because there's this line about how, like, so she gets a 90, so she, in Jessica's body, she gets a 91 on this test. And it's higher than anything her as Jenna has ever gotten. But still, the teacher pulls her aside and is like, Jessica, is everything okay at home? So it's just like a mind-blowing realization that this thing is everything, like, this is higher than anything Jenna has achieved. But she's still being looked at with contempt. So what is success really at the end of the day? And it took, like, Jessica, obviously the, like, perfect one, has been getting hundreds and everything, but it takes just one slip up for the teacher to look at her weird. So you keep succeeding over and over, getting 100 and 100 and 100 and 100 and 100s, but you get, like, the idea of success, but it's really fleeting, because the moment she gets a 91, they're starting to look at her kind of weird. Like, the moment she makes one failure, they're starting to look at her kind of weird. And honestly, it was truly an amazing book. I feel like this might be the best book I've read all year, and it's like really early to say that. So guys, I literally almost cried reading this book. It was so sad, because you see how Jenna truly felt about herself, like putting in all this effort, nursing it. It was an amazing book. I'm trying to think of other things I enjoyed this month. I enjoyed a lot of things, but I just can't remember at the moment. I read this book series, A Woven Kingdom. Another amazing 5-star book series. I read The Prison Healer. My jaw dropped, like, literally at the last line of the flipping book. I was like my jaw, I feel like my jaw physically dropped. It was an amazing book. So The Prison Healer follows Kiva, who has been in prison since I think she was 8 years old, and now she's 16. So she's like been in prison. Yeah, that's it. And she's the prison healer per se. But then they get this queen, rebel queen, who is meant to die, and she gets a note from her family that's like, keep her alive, we are coming. And they're like, what? So she now enters this deadly trials to keep the lady alive. Crazy book, crazy. But it was a good book. It was literally amazing. I was literally like stuck to my phone reading it. Like, it was amazing. I feel like this month I read a lot of really good books. So I feel like my favorite book of the year so far is I Am Not Jessica Chen. Like, this book actually made me deep my life. Like, I was just sitting down thinking, because you put in all this effort academically, you just like chug, but what does it even mean? Like, it's not even in like, I was just thinking, I'm thinking of the course specifically, but it was talking about how like the idea of success is so fleeting. Like, you pass this test, but it doesn't mean anything, because that just means the expectations have gone higher and you have to pass the next test, and the expectations have gone higher and you have to pass the next test, and it just keeps mounting on each other. And you've developed a good rapport with people now. You've developed a good relationship with people. So the moment you fail one test, it kind of erases all these like millions of tests you've struggled to pass. Because now, instead of seeing all the things you've done right, they're gonna see the one stark, like the one like very obvious failure you've had, you know? So you're putting in all this effort just to be able to not fail again. Very interesting book. And I will think about that book literally every day. Like, I've just been like, you know, thinking about it a lot, and it was truly a good book. Like, I literally cannot say anything. And also, something that was really fun about to realize is that, like, so everyone else started forgetting who Jenna Chen was, and you realize that Jenna started forgetting who she was before anybody else in the first place, because she would think of things and think back of things and remember how she failed certain things, but she wouldn't remember how good of a friend she was being, or like anything good about herself. The only thing she was just constantly reminded of was her failures and her inability to meet up with these expectations that like Jessica has set, because Jessica has set the standard that she feels like she needs to strive to, she needs to achieve. But while she's doing all that, she's forgetting like times she's been a good friend, times she's been a good person. All she sees is just herself falling short of those standards. So it's reminding me sometimes to take a step back, like obviously study hard and stuff, but take a step back and make sure that I'm not like forgetting who I am as a person, you know, getting so swept up in the wave and the tide that is continuous grades and like academics and stuff like that. It was just, honestly, I feel like it was just an amazing book. I feel like that might be like my favorite book this year, guys. Yeah, so that's it for my February favorites. See you in March, maybe.